Expectations away, exertion with numbers that we've never seen. It's all coming together here in Rio, and we've all come back with a day's rest. It's time to pop off on the Legends stage. Yeah. So here we go, Mo. Team Liquid and MOUZ duking it out on Inferno.
Yeah, I really love this part of the day, adjusting my monitor to how loud the crowd is to make sure all the levels are correct for the energy, and I always undershoot. It is loud in here already.
OC's up first. He's going to find himself the kill towards Boiler. Naf comes in, throws himself at the gunfight. We've got the recovery, though, from MOUZ. It was that deep apartment push. JDC attacking it from the other side. You know, Naf, he came out to help OC on Boiler, but that actually just opened up the flank inside apartments. This looked like it was all Team Liquid for a moment, and there's little bits of health left for MOUZ to finish off, but we're going to need a retake in the very first round. And YEKINDAR, who has been absolutely world-class as of late, is not able to get that first clean one. So it's going to fall onto the NA IGL. Such little HP left to deal with here, and Frozen's pinned into the backside. Nitro loses the duel, and we've got MOUZ with what I'll call a recovery in the pistol.
Yeah, they bounce back and make it happen. So, of course, the tone is set here by the crowd. There's a lot of Liquid fans out there. EliGE, of course, very proficient in Portuguese himself, and I think he'll be a fan favorite moving forward. Team Liquid, the story of this is, you know, the team that's had a very low resistance run into Legends versus a team who we know are ranked higher, probably favorites, but don't have experience right now on the stage setup in front of the crowd. Not to say this is a roster that would get nervous or anything, but this is a sizable crowd for someone even like YEKINDAR, who we know is going to be comfortable, but still, there are questions to be asked.
OC's hitting shots. Gets an opener as YEKINDAR gets aggressive down middle, done a ton of damage, so you can't tell me MOUZ will be comfortable with no matter how this one goes or where they head. They're going to go scout out the top of Banana first and foremost. And over here, we've got EliGE boosted up. We've got Nitro holding contact.
Already a position where you'd rather be Team Liquid. I mean, these Eagles will one-shot the two low players, MP9, everything is a real threat. So it's kind of hard to scare the CTs when you're in this position. You know that you've already given them 2 clear tags, but they've caused the rotations actually. The overstack towards the B site with the smoke going down. It's a risk here for Team Liquid. I don't think they're going to get off of this. So it comes in the direction of Nafly, who is hunting, but he actually might, okay, he's going to hear some of the nades, and he takes one down. And now you can kind of beat them to the end of halls, which is scary for MOUZ, but Liquid are very far away with their pack.
So Naf doesn't have to rush this. Again, calming the entire way. The big picture here, very clear for Team Liquid. The little bits of health left on Dexter will be enough to plant as his 2 rifles give good cover. JDC wins that duel, but it does cost him health. So again, just shaving off the chances of MOUZ's conversion. Another smoke, that could bode well. EliGE immediately has to turn attention back towards the side of Boiler, and we're going to have a 3-player retake up from short, or never mind, EliGE waits. He's going to wait that smoke out, try to squeeze through, but JDC up on the apartments. He's going to fall to the scout, no real opening in. Already OC starts to peel back, and EliGE is just going to go for exit. So MOUZ do manage to get by Naf as he was left on his own for so long. They'll find that second despite the damage and the frags.
It's a very hard round to win right there when they're low, so they do a good job of selling the smallest fake over towards the B site, and that is one thing. It is easier to influence rotations when the other team has pistols, but that was almost a situation where Liquid would be comfortable splitting up 2-2 and waiting after especially hearing and seeing these dinks. So Nafly nearly makes this possible again by keeping on to like the most important post-plant position, but JDC, once he finds this trade, actually takes that spot as well. And maybe a little bit more patience there out of Naf would have been welcome. But for MOUZ Sports, they'll be, I think, quite pleased with themselves. You do have to hold your nerve in those spots.
Now a chance at something easier. Exertion, gonna run that MAC-10 into the B site. OC's scout, which has found its target a couple of times already, will be dropped by JDC. Gives cover as, of course, Exertion goes on that tear forward. Nice double entry here on the B site. It's the Hail Mary for Team Liquid. No flash, just the smoke on EliGE if they wanted to try to block off Banana, but Exertion, again, just on skates. Fast as can be with that MAC-10. They're going to chase down these frags, make a little money, and continue to grow what is a strong start here from MOUZ's T side. Fired up from the first stage of the major, and already, you know, striking down rounds from Team Liquid.
And also, MOUZ, of course, they've got the Brazilian-themed jerseys on. They never actually played against a Brazilian team on stage, one of the few teams that kind of narrowly avoided it. And you play only 3 games then, of course, you have the best chance to do so. But this will be the first time they've got the crowd kind of going for the other team as well. And we know that doesn't necessarily matter. I mean, we've seen like most of the South American teams have already fallen. I think most of the natural results have already come through. There are not too many weird things. You know, it might have been hard to see like a BNE 3-0, but it wouldn't have been hard to see BNE getting through. And the same thing can be said about MOUZ Sports. So overall, the system usually ends up working out, kind of despite who's a fan of yours out in the audience.
Oof, man. Solo Nitro B-site. Team Liquid reading into something here. And MOUZ, if they just follow through with this slow crawl, they are going to find an incredibly compromised B-site.
Yeah, and they're leaving JDC here, who he can smoke off Arch or try to lurk up really late quietly as the attack comes in, but this is going to be a low telegraph play for MOUZ Sports. Smoke comes in very quickly. Nitro holding his utility as long as possible, but he's let him through. Yeah, they're past it. Frozen gets cut off, but we've got that MAC-10 on Dexter. And then he throws the smoke in. Nitro gonna spam expectant of Dexter, and oh man, loses to the MAC-10 point blank. Yeah.
Took too many shots on the spray. Gun was half empty by the time Dexter presses through, and now with the flashbang, he's gonna go in for second servings. YEKINDAR's in the smoke. We've lost OC in the meanwhile. YEKINDAR will find that point blank frag, but Exertion's going deep on tree, and we've got MOUZ just chopping down that B site with not even a sweat on their brow.
Yeah, seriously.
Way too easy.
Way too easy. So that was a huge gamble, right, to play to 4 on A and no banana control whatsoever.
And JDC's not going to give them space. Comes up through the arch side. They think they're transitioning into the 2-man save. We've got YEKINDAR on OC's op, just trying to move it to the next one. And there is no sanctuary for him. JDC, sharp couple of kills to give MOUZ a clean sweep and a 4th.
It's a little bit worrisome on that pistol round. It was it didn't look too good from Nitro aim-wise on this kill as well. He runs out of bullets, but he has, you know, Nitro usually is going to be able to get the punish there. And it doesn't seem like he's playing his best CS at the moment, but it's still early on in the day. But yeah, that is something that the team that we're watching here cleared the last stage, got lots of experience overall, played a ton of rounds, got the nerves off if there were any. And in that sense, it's not home field advantage because, again, the crowd's going for Liquid, but they've getting accustomed to your environment is definitely important. So no questions about them. And Exertion shooting over a 1.40 rating in the Challenger stage is just absolutely absurd numbers. The last addition to this team to come on, and it seemed like come on a little bit late just because of some role overlap, but they made it work. And I talked to him yesterday, and he said that there was not that much role trouble, and he's playing almost similar positions to how it was on MOUZ NXT, and clearly it's working really well.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shame, right? When the original swap started to happen with MOUZ, I was quite surprised to see JDC get that call up when Exertion was really kind of touted as that hard hitter from the NXT team. Rolls, again, as you mentioned, just kind of slowed down his approach, but it really was an inevitability, and it's really cool to see him just slot in at the major, instantly in the first stage, making a name for himself. We'll see if he can continue with it. Tries to take a peek towards mid, no contact. Team Liquid, pistols stacked up. Gonna use those smokes to maybe just burn down time. It's the same 4 stack as the last, but now it's no rifles, Liquid.
Yeah, you have to wonder what the idea was last time if they're just playing very gambly. It's not actually like Liquid to do that, to play on low information all the time. On this pistol round, of course, it won't matter as much. And in fact, it might encourage the T's to come over towards the A site, but they have a full split. So if MOUZ plays this well, it should be okay.
Nap goes through. Ooh, gets a shot to the shoulder. OC from the back site. Connects with the Desert Eagle, but they know there's more bodies in here, and so MOUZ will be very cautious as they come through, clearing everything, and EliGE still continues to put up a fight, but not for much longer. Frozen alleviates the pressure. Beauty of a tap from downrange. YEKINDAR keeps this one alive, albeit desperate, but alive. Op crosses towards pit. Torji takes a dink.
Don't look at YEKINDAR.
Yeah. It'll make you wobbly in the knees, but that nade, well, puts YEKINDAR in the exact same boat. Presses through smoke, dies out to Frozen. 5-0 start for MOUZ.
Yeah, quality of rounds is fine right here for MOUZ. Basically, they're playing well enough. On this anti-eco, the spacing is absolutely perfect, and all danger is avoided with this first kill, which is the third leg to the split. MOUZ Sports, there's something to be said about stacking a sight on a pistol round, but if you have absolutely no aggressive positions whatsoever, and they make full use of whatever free map is there, then of course the advantage is going to go to the T side. They keep those long distances and make sure to pick off those pistols without giving them too many openings.
OC thinking about the mid pick. Got to be careful with Torzy around. Oh, got to be careful. YEKINDAR doesn't even show skin through the smoke, through the wall, through the eyes. The Latvian star has been dropped pretty quickly. And that's with adding a piece into this B setup. We've still got Nitro at the front of it. EliGE trying to set him up to succeed. That op keeps hunting. Where's the flash? EliGE still holding.
Yeah, and EliGE, he actually has 2 flashes. They're not letting one go early.
Up and over. Nitro just the first. Flashbangs never come through to help him. It's just a matter of timing. Ooh, gap on the smoke. EliGE, if he peeks into that, yeah, he's gonna get caught by exertion. I don't missed smoke.
Yeah, I don't know if he tried to line up and missed, or if he free-handed it and it got caught on a wall. But that is the round right there. So that is an error that gets amplified, of course, by somebody waiting for any kind of mistake to come through. An opportunity for MOUZ Sports and a clean close. And I feel like there are a little bit of there's some sticky hands going on right now when it comes to getting rid of utility. Nitro, when he was up on coffins, didn't want to shoot his Molotov off too early, and then when it was too late, he let people through. If he did throw it in a little bit earlier, could have had a better rotation into the site, could have had supporting flashes from CT spawn. And sometimes when you're not feeling super loose, then you're not going to be in tune with when you should just get rid of your grenades. And right now, MOUZ are doing a good job of punishing them when they're holding too long. And at this spot, when they're just straight up missing. And now more CTs die in the post.
Both players. JDC gets them again, just like he did that one time in CT spawn. He just cleared out the op as well. Yo, Liquid just took a drop kick to the chest at the end of that, as they're going to just go spiraling back into the pistols.
Yeah, it was a nice lineup from Torzy, just waiting for that spam to come through.
Superb.
And we looked at MOUZ playing against Outsiders on Inferno, and it was a really, really one-sided game. But it was also a map that, with Outsiders, we don't know exactly where the map pool is right now. They're barely playing anything.
Yeah.
And it's their one loss on Inferno, so we don't know if they're going to, in the future, try to avoid it, work on it, or whatever. It's kind of a weird way to measure how good or how bad the map was for MOUZ. I think it was like a 16-6 game. But we do know they're comfortable still. But this should not be a pain point for Team Liquid. They of course are quite happy here.
Not only getting these exit kills, but 11 and 2. Right from the pistol when he's able to get himself up through the apartments. We get his impact.
Last Inferno, he's top of the board as well.
He was also the Colex player to watch. Dinko just kind of alluding to his impact and whether or not it could continue here into the Legend stage. Well, the first 7 rounds have his name written all across them. Singular M4 here for YEKINDAR. Never even got a chance to shoot back. Last round won't here either. Frozen, insta headshot. As he comes around the corner, EliGE is up next, and that Desert Eagle damage still not enough. Frozen with the 2K can walk away from what is this half buy from Liquid. Maybe they let NAF go unchecked, but not even. JDC Cerebral turns and gets him. And now as Nitro just tries to peel back with that A1S, MOUZ will find an open A site for the 7 rounds straight.
Yeah, John is frying right now with the cleanliness of the kills. Open sites getting picked, and MOUZ out of Challengers had one of the best T sides to talk about, which was really cool because almost everybody else in the game is struggling on their T sides. What's interesting on Inferno, they have 58% win rate on T side and just under 50 in the last 2 maps on CT. So they're getting way more of their rounds on the attack. Team Liquid must be feeling pretty shattered right now. When EliGE did his interview with James just now, I heard a lot of conviction in his voice, a lot of confidence, feeling very good about the boot camp. So They said their map pool is feeling solid. They respect MOUZ, but they already have a 2-0 win over them.
Recent as well.
Recent as well. So there's no reason why Liquid would come into this match thinking, oh, this is going to be a one-sided game or that we'll even lose. They probably feel very good, especially getting Inferno in the first place. But they are waking up to a very fresh-faced MOUZ. And I'm not going to say Liquid are playing their best right now. We've seen some crucial errors, I think, in the setups. Overly passive, a little bit too gambly, bit of weird decision-making on an individual level in those couple of Nitro rounds, the missed smoke from EliGE. That might be a few too many mistakes to be able to stomach versus a MOUZ who feel good and look good at the same time. Yeah,
it's double whammy of, you know, some of Liquid's individual moments not looking too hot, and then just, you know, strategic placements.
Yeah, even that demo kill from Torzy, I mean, he holds on to that car peek from YEKINDAR, punishes it straight off. And whenever you get killed like that, it'll just make you think about everything that you're doing in the future. How much do they know about me?
Yeah.
They read my book?
Who am I?
Why did I write that book?
What can I do to change things? That's what Team Liquid need, an absolute shift into what would be their first gear. Engine sputtering at the moment. Meanwhile, MOUZ have rolled up in the Ferrari. 7-0 straight. Frozen gets ahead of the smoke. We've got that 3-player Liquid setup to Banana yet again. And they're going to continue to pressure this. They haven't shied away from it. They've just not been successful in getting kills because Frozen is simply sharper. Back-to-back 2Ks from him. He tries to chase down OC. That's 3 from Frozen. And now he's going to follow through. JDC's been taking all his kills, and Frozen single-handedly dismantles what is another emphasis on this B site. Team Liquid cannot stop them. Cannot stomach this. EliGE, his second kill of the map, as he at least puts down Dexter in that bomb, but all it's gonna do is piss off Frozen. He's gonna come deeper onto Tree, hunting the ace. He'll be stopped by Naf, but still 4 substantial kills, and what will be another freebie. Bomb gone to A. Naf, you may save, but that is all that you will find here.
Yeah, you've just been lured into a site that's open so that you can stay there. That is such an unreal round from Frozen. The Prince of Banana with that one. That was just Shades of Freiburg all the way through. So beautifully done. Played that entire situation to perfection with all of his peaks, and even the op that re-aggressed, he made sure to shoulder on a tighter angle, close up, to make sure that OC realized that he was being waited for the entire time. It definitely affected his aim. That was disgusting. It's simple as just smoking the molly, waiting for a window flash, swinging with it, taking the first tool so fast that you have time to deny the refrag as well. And I think the goal there for MOUZ is to get a kill and hide, or get a kill and do some damage, but not for Frozen to win Banana entirely by himself. And that is the other crazy part about MOUZ. You know, they're missing Shane, they're missing Shuhei, but if Frozen is the guy instead of Shane, for example, Frozen is still the best player on the team, right? So Frozen is still the best player on the team. He's still one of the best young talents in the world, period. And so it is an enormous boon to that core from MOUZ NXT to have a player like him fragging as hard as he does.
No slight to Shane. No one was going to replace Frozen.
Yeah.
You know, that's the piece that got kept. And then Dexter was the question, just because Shuhei is a bit unknown. And we know Dexter has done great things building teams and bringing them to the international stage. It was the safer bet. It is still working. Meanwhile, shout out Shuhei and Gamer Legion. Hell of a run. Came up short. Yeah, now they'll have to watch their ex-teammates go on.
Yeah, Dexter is definitely doing a good job. I mean, again, like I think earlier this year, it didn't really look like the calling was that great, but at this challenger stage, having a great T side it just cannot be understated. That is one of the hardest things to do right now, and MOUZ are doing that.
Here we go. Not facing MOUZ with bodies, but rather just some util at the top of Banana. MOUZ was curious to see if they'd be too timid to push through, and damn, Team Liquid look like a shell of themselves in these rounds. Now just allowing MOUZ a ton of space.
They look scared. They look like they're playing. They look like they are the underdogs. They're clearly not playing as well as they seem to say they have been in their scrims and practice leading up to this. And I imagine they're probably a little tilted too. 8-0 on day one.
Not where they hoped they'd be when they flew into Rio. Life comes at you fast. OC, no op. Gonna have to see his rifle work in the face of his competitor. Torzi's gonna round that corner. Oh, wow. Right through those pallets. OC smashed. And now the setup on this A site, it's going to be Naf down in the pit, EliGE in the corner. Support from Team Liquid just kind of slowly crawling into CT spawn. It feels like the two members in the site are going to be left to do their thing. Either this 2v5 can happen within the A site, or it is a 9th for MOUZ. And as the utility reigns forward, EliGE pressured, Naf delivers, sees one at a distance, and EliGE also puts one down but gets pinched in by Exertion. And with 4 seconds left, that Team Liquid hold is just simply not enough. They could chance the retake if they feel as though this score has too far gone. A nade destined for somebody, and a missed shot from Torzy could be that invitation. You know YEKINDAR's just frothing at the idea of getting around on the scoreboard, but he's held off by another smoke, and so Nitro needs to creep in. The nade has found its target, but Torzy's still up, and Nitro doesn't see the way to unravel this ball.
Yeah,
So
they don't have a.
It's gone.
Yeah, they have a kid on
They
YEKINDAR,
save.
but just 2v3, and the smoke and flash will just be kept in hand. Beautiful frag from Torzy on the wrap. I mean, the composure on the splits is absolutely excellent from MOUZ Sports. They move slowly, but when they turn that corner at 18 seconds, there are teams where I feel like, oh, you're a little bit behind on time. When I'm looking at MOUZ Sports right now, I feel like they can see how all of those 10 seconds are going to be spent right before the bomb gets planted safely, and the two CTs are at their maximum disadvantage in their angles with the ability to trade from two different sides, and we can see that take place right now. And they actually were able to walk all of their splitting players through Arch, through lane, and out of halls as well to make that as difficult as possible for Liquid to telegraph. Liquid need to protect Arch.
Something different, Liquid. Not going to sit in the site, but instead throw all A players, barring YEKINDAR on Arch, into the apartments. This is a throwback to another round where Nitro's going to be left on his own, and unfortunately for him, MOUZ are coming to sniff out top banana.
Yeah. This is quite an interesting setup. It's countered by not working map control, so if MOUZ are going to just explode on one side or the other, then this is a real problem because you're very far away from the action. And right now, MOUZ are causing some distractions. And the tough part for Liquid is because they don't have any vision on banana, they don't know if MOUZ are about to commit or not. So they're forced to blindly rotate again. And luckily for them, because they kept 2 in apartments, they're not totally weak on A. They're still close. They can peek out boiler. They can have the long halls exit. And it might be hard to read that there's 2 players here. But it looks like they might be avoided entirely, as most of the players are execing on B right now. But the bomb is actually coming back. Okay, so this is where the keeping Hall's presence actually could pay off.
Let's see if they can hang on. They'll see if they can stop JDC from getting through apartments. If he kills OC, then the boiler pressure could unravel. And JDC, cautious as ever, catches a little skin. OC still sitting here, and it's EliGE instead that gets stuffed. OC's gonna fall back on Balk. YEKINDAR, there it is. Something for Liquid finally. And Frozen will succeed in dropping one at B. Forces Torzy forward, swaps to the AK. YEKINDAR, killer instinct, comes out wide, can't catch a fourth. JDC has done it yet again. Naf's close enough to stop this. JDC's going for the plant. Naf a little slow. Ooh, but he gets it. That bomb's gone down and Frozen has 16 health, but if he comes out apps, that could have been his only chance. He decides to concede it, and ladies and gentlemen, Team Liquid's first round win.
Listen, it looks a little bit scary, but it's actually quite a nice round from Team Liquid because they start out with the Hall's control. It ends up paying off later on. They even have the freedom to rotate out as they overstacked it with 3 players, and they left to go respond to some of the audibles that were being called on B. And that shows you this limit pushed to its absolute limit, or this setup pushed to its absolute limits, and it still worked out. There's still time for YEKINDAR to get back into place. MOUZ felt uncomfortable even after they had killed those Hall players to figure out what the rest of the setup was. And this was with Liquid losing their first player at the bottom of Boiler, who I thought was going to be a critical part of the engagement. So really nice round from YEKINDAR, of course, but an interesting idea and a setup that I haven't seen Liquid use too often, if ever.
Something fresh from the boot camp. Here we have something we have seen before. YEKINDAR dropped out of that one. There's a chance, of course, for EliGE to try and chase that, but you'd think with YEKINDAR going heroic mode in the last round, and that being the only thing that saved them, somebody else needs to use that as their inspiration. And OC, dude, Exertion comes around the corner with the insta-dink. OC never even gets a damn chance to shoot back. Naf inside of the pit, very much stranded, and he just gets gunned down by JDC. This could not be easier for MOUZ. Jesus. They're gonna take a 10th, and Team Liquid looking like chumps.
Yeah, they really are. OC is getting bodied at the top of mid. It's reminding me of the game we saw with Liquid and Cloud9, where Cloud9, no, not one of the fastest teams in the world, but for whatever reason, we're really doing an excellent job of targeting OC, either holding brackets, holding lane, opping, rifling, whatever it was. And it felt like the early portions of the round were dedicated to just trying to rush him down. It definitely feels like it's not one of the most comfortable spots for OC. There was nothing wrong about the way he played off the pillar, but the comfort out of players like Exertion, especially on these T sides, is apparent.
They're going to fight every step of the way. No reason not to just go it down, take every single weapon away from Liquid, shove them back down into the economic dumps that they've been struggling from this entire map.
Yeah, on the bright side, one round is good, but they've shown no comfort in taking deep banana control. When they have, they got totally picked apart, either by Frozen, either by Torji, or another rifler. I mean, it's been no problem on that half of the map, and you can't play Inferno with one half of the map. Banana is the most important part of the map, period. So you can supplant, or you can kind of, how should you say, compensate for lacking banana control with other things like the Halls play, but you can't do it every time.
Little alt mid push here from Pistols. JDC's got a nice piece of cover in the doorway. If that was meant to inspire Team Liquid and the chance of a, low buy win, no, deleted. As every other round essentially has been. Damn, MOUZ going to be turning some heads in the opening map of the Legends stage, which I think, coming off of such a dominant showing inside of Challengers, this is the perfect start for them.
Yeah.
Just continue forward, right? Because I'm sure as there are doubters around us, there's also doubters in their own mind in the sense that, like, oh, we dispatched of our caliber quickly. Can we go ahead and take down what's supposed to be the incoming Legends? And Team Liquid, we're talking about a Cologne Finals.
Yeah, it was a big result to make it all the way to Cologne Finals. I've heard a couple of people, Pimp, Yanko, they didn't feel convinced.
Okay.
And I was surprised because I think I was. I thought they actually did look really good. I think there were players, for example, like YEKINDAR, who I put in a tier and caliber of player literally up with Simple right now, Shiro in the Challenger stage, ZywOo overall, that can win a game almost single-handedly. I say almost because we look at Shiro in his first 2 matches with about 60 to 70 kills over 2 maps, and he still lost, so it's possible to lose. But YEKINDAR, being the best opener in the world, even if he gets nearly as many kills, as Shiro did in any of those games, around 30, they are the most impactful kills possible. There are a lot of opening duels, which most teams at this level are converting 70 to 80% of the rounds to get the opening kill. So in some ways, YEKINDAR is the best rifler on the planet, just straight up in terms of impact, and his dead-on impact rating shows that. And that can be why someone might say, well, I don't think the team's that good. But I do think YEKINDAR is. I think it's certainly both, but yeah, maybe it's inflated.
Right now, he's middle of the pack, alongside all the other members of Team Liquid. This isn't a collapse from 1 or 2, but simply an outclass from the opposite 5. MOUZ will lose a player towards the top of Banana. Frozen's done such a good job of being the jackknife in this situation. Doesn't matter what or who Team Liquid throw his way, it's constant on the headshots. And there's a possibility of a follow-through here. Dexter at the helm. Smokes both ways. He gets ahead of one, sees a player back in quad, and that's Nitro, looking to deliver anything, but he gets bested by the opposite IGL. EliGE comes through from Coffins, and he will at least find those 2 off of the flash from YEKINDAR, an assist that seemed needed. Torzi, bomb in hand, missed shot. YEKINDAR's come out, and finally a chance maybe for Team Liquid's second, unless JDC, who has very quietly, silently climbed up that scoreboard, sees YEKINDAR, topples him first, and now all he has to do is find Naf in these final 30 seconds. Oh, but he didn't see him. Maybe 4-3. Naf slides out, no response. We've got Team Liquid, but it's only a second round.
Yeah, it's a second round, so whatever, they'll still take it. I think Liquid still believe they can get back into the game. They, of course, have to prove it, but in terms of just winning in the late round, if it's not 13-2 scoreline, which it still could potentially be, I think there will still be hope alive for them. However, it's a very competitive round still. MOUZ come out with an excellent tactic to double swing OC on the off angle, so OC can get maximum 1. He can't get pre-fired by Torzi like he did in the previous rounds, but he can't escape if the second guy gets out. And there's that sliver angle. Torzi taking it one more time. OC on that off angle again. Will he back up into Torzi? That's the question. We are working on the finest margins right now.
Oh, Frozen.
No, that he has to dodge a flash and Frozen swings off it. OC really doesn't even have a chance to shoot back, man.
Dude, Frozen cannot be stopped.
He tried to copy and paste that same angle. OC has been getting countered almost every single round.
And yet, wildly enough, tied with YEKINDAR as the top fraggers of Liquid. I say top fraggers, but I think they're all kind of mid at the moment.
I don't expect to see this performance coming through in the next. Oh, Jesus Christ!
And that's sick because there's no tracers.
Yeah.
That's just Exertion getting the better of Nav. Frozen sticks around and feasts on YEKINDAR. But again, Team Liquid chasing something that's simply not there. Torzio hold flank, A-site plant goes down, and unless Team Liquid have fixated half of their boot camp onto the T side of Inferno, this one seems so incredibly unlikely.
Yeah, they're getting pieced up on opening duels. Round after round, Liquid, their position falls apart so quickly they have no chance to even think about how to play a mid-round. It's not even like that at all. Just lose half of the map, lose control of it. Usually the bomb goes down with a man advantage for MOUZ Sports. It's almost never been a situation where MOUZ are planting 2vx because they snuck their way into a site and they put the bomb down. As soon as MOUZ plant, usually they've already won, which is an unbelievable thing to say. And now we are, a potential for a 13-2 half here for MOUZ Sports, even with the crowd on Liquid's side. And JDC, man, the 18 frags. He has been doing incredible work here on back-to-back Inferno performances off the Challenger stage.
Holding it. Easy angle for Exertion. Final buy coming out of Team Liquid, looking for, again, a 3-12 half.
Yeah.
Wild scenes, man. Torzio really hasn't even had a chance to shoot too much. We look at the other stars right now of JDC, Frozen, and Exertion all shining within this first half of Map 1. Map 1 in the sense that the Legends has begun today. MOUZ not going to skip a beat. A week of warm-up on this stage in front of this crowd. I think it's safe to say they have found their groove. They are in the zone. They're about to push past with yet another. Exertion reacts, turns, sees the barrel of OC, knows there's a two-player setup here. They're going to poke each other through the wall. JDC just electrically slides through that mid setup. Look how it quickly scrambles what was the apartment's hold back into the pit. Team Liquid are just hoping to hold on for dear life. And Exertion, with the killer instinct, continues to keep it close.
He's trying to catch the rotation back in the site, but JDC, Napfly's in pit.
That's something. JDC. Something of a hold. Push out from YEKINDAR. JDC's point blank. OC in the pocket, just trying to minimize himself, but a missed shot certainly won't help. Frozen flies through. Nitro, all that's left over in what he has made into a 1 versus 2. They pause for a moment, put down that smoke, which has been this just ominous presence every single time we've seen Team Liquid try to come to this A site for the retake. They're constantly diverted back around towards short, and then MOUZ just give them nothing. Nobody to shoot at, no information in position, and Nitro's gonna have to walk in and play this one blind. All three players around that 30 health mark. It's gonna come down to the wire as bombs beyond the halfway point. Hopes of Nitro seeming slim, looks back sight, shows himself, and Frozen comes up with it. MOUZ with a 13-2 domination to start this Legend stage. We'll be back in a moment to see if Team Liquid can kick it up a notch or to see if they're even beaten.
Flash.
Flashing.
He's
Bomb.
card. Dead. Too heavy.
Nice. I was making CT.
I can do back flash. One more. Flashing. He's fallen. Boom.
Let's get beat together. Nice. That's all good.
Sorry,
Hunt.
left on
Sorry.
CT. Left on. No, he's close already. He's already close.
Slow.
I smoke through.
I'm just chilling on A, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, sick, David. Nice run, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Hey Future Pros! Back on Inferno, and I wanted to show you the deep mid smoke that G2 popularized. To throw the smoke, get into the corner next to this bench. Aim at the top right corner of this support beam and jump throw the smoke. This smoke will keep the T's a bit further back if they were planning on doing something fast in mid, and will also block some smoke setups the T's like to use. If you have a spare HE, you can use the cover of the smoke to get some really deep nades down mid. This one is too easy, so I don't think you future pros need any luck here.
Believe your eyes, folks. John DeCastro, JDC, revolutionizing here in the Legend stage as all of a sudden there is a tremble within the expectations. Team Liquid, Cologne finalists, bounce into this one saying they feel great off that fresh boot camp, but MOUZ at the moment are the embodiment of momentum. 3-0 streak through that challenger stage. Was it an easy run? Not for Team Liquid. Not for the first 15 in this one. Only 3 rounds away from victory with the CT side of Inferno in front of them. It seems like it could be a quick day in the office for MOUZ.
There are closer than they appear 13-2 leads. This is not one of them. MOUZ definitely earned it every step of the way. See if they can complete the map.
Exertion, gonna pop nap. EliGE comes through with the double Glock rock. That's at least something for Team Liquid. A post plant, perhaps. Sure enough, locked in. It's going to need to be a miraculous run in this second half. Pistol alleviates that little bit of pressure, gives us a chance to at least feel out Team Liquid, because we'd be going into tomorrow with no knowledge as to what they have to offer. But in this post plant, 2 more go down. It needs to be the ace, and EliGE will get dropped by Frozen, who's so fast on that flank. 21 kills and a 14-2.
Yeah, 14-2. You got to think that that was Liquid's real last chance here. It's going to be a force. It's going to be a force after that. And Liquid, if they didn't believe they were going to lose this map, I think that is becoming very real in their minds now. With this locked in, it's got to feel good if you're MOUZ Sports. Coming into the new stage, everyone playing so damn well. And this is just a high contrast match where it is clearly MOUZ are doing such amazing things. When they clearly have dry run so much, their spacing and composure on their splits, being able to walk down time and still not look like they were rushed or desperate in any situation, and then Liquid making tons of mistakes, OC getting countered constantly, not being able to control Banana, I think a single time in that half. I think Liquid, they deserve to have 2 rounds in this game, unfortunately.
Hey, man, keep it real. I think this is really cool for the storylines of, like, you know, this argument that always happens from Challenger stage to Legends, that being here a week early, getting accustomed to the environment, winning games as well. It looks great. It looks fantastic on Torzy. 4 kills with the A1S. JDC is going to get those last 2. It's a full house on the Arch side for MOUZ, and an empty Cathedral for Team Liquid, dude. It's silent on their side of the camp.
Yeah, and it's always loud, so, but this is the lowest loud. That's the lowest loud. That's the best we could say. It's still louder than most places. in events of this caliber, but the drummers are definitely chilling out at this moment. There it is. Last attempt, all on pistols. Even in that last round, man, they just ran into an arch setup with a crossfire, waiting for that exact play to come their way. Liquid getting read as easily as a picture book right now.
No reason for MOUZ to let off the pedal. Massive margin of error for them. Confidence boiling over, spilling onto Team Liquid and burning them, because this is absolutely going to leave a mark on the confidence. Scorched earth for Team Liquid as they try to get into that A site. It's Nitro at the forefront. We've got some tidbits of utility. They're just going to have to try their best to buck through, but JDC will go down empty-handed. It's Torji in the bomb site, 2 kills made easy, a 4 versus 2, and this result leaves the North American hopes whimpering. And MOUZ, I said it once, I'll say it again, the embodiment of momentum. That 3-0, no fluke. And the result of it is a total blowout to start this Legend stage. We thought these games were going to be action-packed every step of the way, but all of the action here at the start of day 1 is on the side of MOUZ. That should send a message to the rest of the Legends.